Hello, I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe from the virus. I'm super excited that the event is still going on. My name is Andy Nevers, founder and CEO of Plantarion. So the story around Plantarion started with my personal story transition into veganism. So I grew up eating the standard American diet of, processed food, meat, dairy, and so on. I watched some documentaries that taught me a lot, and one of the big messages that I took away was, when a surgeon was saying that a lot of what we do in our healthcare system is on the reactive side as opposed to the proactive side of medicine, where we're not treating people before they get sick; it's after the fact. So now I got very curious, and so I transitioned because of some health issues that I was developing myself, and weight gain. I started seeing a lot of benefits almost immediately after I went cold turkey vegan. During that transition process, I started talking with just a lot of people in the plant-based community, and I discovered that it was needlessly difficult to sort of partner people with people who already know what it's like to be vegan, how to live the lifestyle. And these folks are providing services. They're providing paid services to help folks who are struggling and in need of the transitional support, as well as the sustainment support. As it states on the screen here, we're a first of its kind, fully plant-based service search engine. And so we're aggregating certain types of plant-based service providers, chefs, health coaches, nutritionists, and so on. And then on the flip side, the consumer side, we have vegans, vegetarians, and people who are interested in subscribing partially to a plant-based lifestyle. The social impact. Okay, so most Americans today are overweight. Obesity is a big concern in our economy, our society. And some of the leading causes of death, as you see there, is food-related diseases. And so in terms of quality of life and reducing the healthcare costs, we're advocating for more plant-based options in your diet. Okay, let's quantify it a bit more. The number here on the screen says 10% decrease in mortality rate by 2050. Now, if we assume that there are 8 billion people on the planet and we reduce mortality rate by 10%, that's 8 million lives we're saving each year. So that's big. And then the emission costs around that is a 70% decrease in emissions and $1 trillion in saving each year. Let's take a step further into how it is from the health perspective. Again, the diseases that we're talking about, obesity, some of the common ones, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, cancer, and so on. These are things that can be stopped and reversed on a plant-based diet. Cost savings in America alone, $250 billion, 80% cost reduction in chronic conditions. And this is probably my favorite slide out of all. It used to be where I saw animals as sort of an end to a means and not really as a life. Today, not so much. I really care about animals, and so it's easy for me to advocate for this lifestyle. And as you can see on your screen, in terms of data, one serving of beef equates to more than 20 servings of vegetables in terms of emission costs on the environment. And then we're talking about the cruelty that happens in mass producing animals for food. And on the flip side, the plant-based alternative, it requires just 10% of land and 4% of greenhouse gas emissions compared to, if you consume the standard American diet. Okay, so how is Plantarion fitting into this ecosystem of, the plant-based movement and the benefits that I just listed? We're bringing the two sides together, consumers and providers. We're partnering with schools that are educating plant-based service providers and giving them the credentials and the expertise that they need to be able to help folks as they transition to a plant-based lifestyle. Let's talk about the numbers. So we're going to charge the plant-based service providers $99 per month for being listed on our platform. And why would they pay? They're paying us because we are putting them on a platform. Again, there's no other platform like ours, and people are going there actively looking for a solution to the challenges of subscribing to a plant-based lifestyle. So we went ahead and did a break-even analysis here, and so we were projecting before the crisis that we would break even sometime summer of next month. So we're gonna have to next year. So we're going to have to slide that to the right a bit. But we would break even selling 429 subscriptions. And our fixed costs are largely the team, and our variable costs is just marketing and sales, standard stuff. These are the assumptions going into sort of where we are now, breaking even February actually of next year. So we're gonna have to kind of scoot that to the right a bit. Traction, we already have people that are signing up on our platform. It's about 6 months ago that we opened up our platform for people to be listed. We're still working through some of the kinks, the technology kinks of getting the platform to where it needs to be. But people are already signing up. As you can see on your screen, the numbers total 166 total users. And so we're moving the needle there. Now, we started a podcast because we wanted to build credibility. So we're bringing on the experts in the health, wellness, and animal welfare, and the environmental experts, and we're interviewing them on our podcast. And people are, as you could see, up to 521 total downloads so far, and that number is ticking up every single day. Similarly, we want to do events. So we're piggybacking on this idea of a VegFest, which has been happening here in DC, so it's not new. Onwards of 15 to 20,000 people go to some of these VegFests. So we were looking to do this in June. We're probably gonna have to scoot it to the right again. And so what we want to do is we're bringing out the folks that are in our target market, and we're going to try to learn as much as we can from these individuals. There's a lot of things that are really driving the growth in the plant-based movement, and I know that the celebrity influence is big. Joaquin Phoenix here, you may know him from The Joker, his most recent movie. He's using his celebrity influence to grow the movement and highlight the things, the concerns in the plant-based arena. And a lot of people are looking to him as sort of the godfather of the movement today. Now, I mentioned documentaries earlier. The latest one is called The Game Changers, and Arnold was featured in this one. And as you guys know, he's a legendary bodybuilder that advocated for animal-based diet in his younger years. And now he's basically coming out and just saying that, hey, it's a myth. You don't really need animal protein to be healthy and strong, and so that's big for the movement. People are becoming more ethical, aware, and the linkage is there between what's on your plate, as well as the industry is really, really growing. Opportunity. This is a great time, we believe, for Plantarion to come on the scene. The gig economy is really exploding. You can see by 2025, it's projected to be a $335 billion sector. Similarly, the nutrition and health coach professions, those are on the upswing. And while those numbers are not inherently all plant-based, we know that there's a great percentage of folks that are plant-based now, and that number is increasing. The team, I can't say enough about the team. Alexa Gall, our Director of User Experience, was the one who put together this PowerPoint. Simply said, Alexa is a creative genius. And when you download our mobile app or go to our website, you'll see that a lot of the things that you'll benefit from was created by her. Similarly, our Chief Technology Officer, Kevin Chu, Kevin has been tinkering with technology since he was 8 years old. He's been a professional software engineer for about 10 years now, and I tell you that Kevin is extremely gifted. And what do I bring to the table? I have over 15 years of leadership experience that I gained from my time on active duty as an active duty Marine. And I bring my analytical skills as a financial professional as well. And then we have 20 more people that are engineers, designers, and marketers that are supporting us. So, that concludes my presentation. I'm truly grateful that the competition is still going on despite everything that's happening. And I hope that, the message that we're sending here today really resonate, and, people are interested in joining us as we strive to create a global plant-based community. You can learn more about us by visiting our website, plantarion.com, and you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.